Welcome back, I'm Sean, and Divoom is one of the coolest gadget companies I've collaborated with to review their pixel art products, and today we're checking out a new and improved version of the original Ditoo. So let's check it out. So this speaker today here was sent over to me by Divoom for review, and this is not a sponsored post, and my review will be based on my honest and unbiased opinion. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any future tech reviews. So the Ditoo Pro here is an upgraded version of both the original Ditoo as well as the Ditoo Plus, with upgraded battery drivers as well as power, and it comes in as $19 which is about 420 Malaysia ringgit, slightly pricier than the Ditoo Plus, and if you're interested in what you see, definitely check out the link below. So the Ditoo Pro has a very familiar shape, and I even got it in the same color as the original Ditoo, just because I think this green just is a reminiscent of the green appliances you see in the 70s and 80s. And I think design-wise, you're gonna see subtle cosmetic changes and also different placements of ports and buttons, but the general styling here and design remains the same. So at the front here, you're gonna get a 16 by 16 pixel display which looks absolutely retro and awesome, and it's basically a screen that works with any types of pixel arts, and you can also display many different types of information here. At the bottom here is 6 main keys mimicking a mechanical keyboard, and the clicks on the keyboard also feels really firm and solid. So underneath the keyboard is also a blue mechanical switch. I don't have any information about what switch is being used here. And next to that, you also get a nice lever and also a new music button at the bottom here. So on the old Ditoo, this is where you get all your ports as well as your TF card slot, and with the new one you no longer get those exposed ports. Instead, what you get here is a nice artwork here that says Pixel Art 1976, which makes the entire design of the device really clean. So the ports are now moved behind a flap at the back of the device, and inside here you're gonna get a power button, the Type-C charging port, as well as the TF card slot, which supports up to 64 GB of storage, so you can play this music from the card itself. So at the top of the speaker is also the speaker grills, and behind it is a passive radiator, and the overall device feels nice and heavy, very fitting as a desktop decoration piece or just as a small speaker you can put on your coffee table to play music. Since it's quite heavy at 533 grams, it also works as a very nice paperweight. So although the battery in the Ditoo Pro is larger than the Plus model, coming in at 5000 mAh and 3000 mAh respectively, the Ditoo Pro doesn't seem to have a significantly longer playback time and still has the same 8 hours battery life. But what Divoom adds here in their spec sheet is now a 24 hours clock mode, so you can still leave it on for your alarms to work. But the good news here is if you're not planning to move the speaker around, and you can just plug it in and run it plugged in all the time with no problems. Charging still takes the same 4 hours to top it up from empty. So volume here is very good with the Ditoo Pro thanks to the more powerful driver at 15 watts compared to the 10 watts from the Plus model, and the comfortable listening volume starts at about 25%. Moving to about 55% is considered pretty loud for personal consumption, and moving towards 70%, I can already feel a 2-story house with music with no problem, and I honestly don't dare to push it even louder than that without getting complaints. So features on the Ditoo Pro doesn't have much different compared to the older models, but what you get here is also a Bluetooth 5.0 chipset that supports the SBC codec only. From actual listening to the speaker, I can confirm that the SBC codec still sounds plenty good as compared to other speakers that only supports SBC. So there is also no water resistant rating on this speaker, and I guess Divoom doesn't expect this speaker to be used under the rain or to be placed inside the bathroom. So Divoom says that the Ditoo Pro comes with a professionally tuned speaker, and I must say that for a speaker of this size, the speaker actually sounds really good, and we'll talk about the sound signature shortly. The speaker also comes with various other features such as dual passive radiator to give a speaker a nice dynamic and slightly bassy signature, and it also comes with the internet radio, so you can now tune in to many different online radios. But most of the feature of this device comes inside the app itself for you to play around with, so let's talk about the app. So the Divoom app is very nicely laid out. So going to the first tab on the bottom here lets you explore all the different features and functions of the speaker. And here you really get quite a lot of features to play with and design your own pixel art, so you can actually create something that you like. Under the second tab, you can define what and how your Divoom will look like when scrolling through the different standby screens. And there is also quite a few that you can choose from to use. In the middle tab itself, this is where you can choose the different artworks that are created by others, and scrolling through it will also display it on your Ditoo as well. And apart from that, you have your community app, and lastly your profile tab, and that's pretty much all the features you get in the Divoom app. So sound signature on this speaker is absolutely mind-blowing for something so small. Its performance, clarity and volume rivals even larger speakers such as the Audio Pro P5, which in my opinion has a bit of a bassy muffled sound signature. So the Ditoo Pro does exceptionally well in the vocals mid-range frequencies, and listening to any songs with vocal emphasis feels absolutely powerful and clear, and it's hard to find speakers that sometimes can drive goosebumps up my hands. The bass here is not thumping hard, so don't expect the sub bass to rumble or the mid bass to thump hard. What you get here is very subtle bass performance that makes music sound good compared to very flat speakers. So for such a tiny speaker, this is absolutely impressive. So highs here is also very clear, sharp and sparkles really well without being messy. And for a company that focuses on pixel arts, I must say that the sound quality here is very well tuned, so it deserves this claim for having professionally tuned audio quality.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
So this is a test to see if the Divoom Ditoo Pro is a good speaker for making phone calls. So this is me speaking in a relatively quiet environment, and this is the call quality that you can expect. What I'm going to do now is to turn on a simulated background noise so you can hear a difference. So now there's a simulated background noise playing in the background, and this is the call quality that you can expect from this speaker. So what do you think of the call quality? Let me know in the comment section down below. And similar to when I reviewed the original Ditoo latency, it is very well controlled and you get decent latency control despite having a Bluetooth 5.0 chipset. It's not crazy low latency performance, but for what it's worth, it's really decent. Plus, you're probably not going to use this for your main gaming speaker. Anyways, let's take a look at the latency performance of this speaker. So I think this is a really niche product, and to be honest, not many people would be getting something like that as their main daily driver portable speakers, but there is a very niche group of people who would hunt for them. And I actually see many people outside using Divoom's pixel art bags and speakers when they travel around, and if that's speaking to you and you're contemplating between the different D2 speakers, I think this is the better option, but you're honestly not missing out much on the D2 Plus as well as the original D2. So it depends on what you really need, you can actually save some money. So that is it for this review. If you find this video helpful, smash that thumbs up button, share this video everywhere, and if you haven't yet subscribed, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.